Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back to another recording session of Hearthstone. So today, we are starting late. How many times have I been saying that lately? But I need to get 5 games with the mage, because I need 5 games between the hunter and the mage here, and 3 games with the mage here. So actually, if I just play 3 games with the mage right now, then that I could play the hunter too. So at least we know what we're starting with here. Tavern Brawl's gone. Closed for renovations. Interesting. Not back in a certain time. Closed for renovations. Maybe they're gonna do something with Tavern Brawl, because they've already kind of been repetitive with the Tavern Brawl, because I know one of the ones we did was already basically the same as one we had done before. They couldn't even go maybe a month of unique ideas before they seem to have run out. Although maybe they just changed the thing to say closed for renovations now instead of back in a certain number of hours. I don't particularly know what my mage deck is. Let's see, let's look at our handy dandy Hearthstone deck tracker and see. It looks like it's a spell damage type deck. So just increase the spell damage and take out the enemy. So it doesn't seem like too much work it's gonna take. We've got our second and our third move here. Interestingly enough, I can transform one of my 0-2 taunts to a 4-2 boar if I need be.
I can fix anything.
So, a interesting thing has come about. I've started to look at the games I have, and frankly, now that I've started to look and see how long the average playtime is for each of these games, I've got probably a year and a half plus worth of games that I really should get done in like 6 months to a year. Which brings about this. Really? Do I want to do that?
Job's done.
Well, that helped in 2 ways. I didn't even realize it was going to help lower his attack. So it's looking like 2016 will be the year of Tomb Raider. I have Tomb Raider 1 to play, I have Tomb Raider Anniversary, I have Tomb Raider 2, Tomb Raider 3. I have them all, but then you have 4, 5, and 6. Right now I'm recording Tomb Raider Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, which isn't technically in the Tomb Raider series. It's more of a cell phone style game.
Master of magic.
Job's done.
So that'll be, but Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light also is not showing itself like it's going to be a very long series. Being a cell phone game, it looks like it has 12 maps and that's about it. And some of the maps are as simple as a boss fight. They do have enough scores and time mechanics in it that an average player could play that game over and over again, trying to get all the unlocks, trying to get the final achievement of collecting everything. But that's certainly not going to be a fun thing to do as far as YouTube. I don't see any reason why you would want to do that. After you cast a spell, deal 2 damage randomly split amongst the enemies.
I wonder.
What can I do? So this is 7. If I play this,
Sometimes I forget things.
it stays 7 because it just gives spell damage +1. It overrides it. No, it doesn't. It's 8 now. Interesting.
Vaporization commencing.
Job's done.
So instead of saying spell damage +2, it's spell damage plus the spell damage +1, which is
Come
cool.
close and listen.
Unfortunately, if I do anything, it's not going to really help.
What's the flight plan?
On top of the Tomb Raider series, I have the BioShock series 1, 2, and 3, the Borderlands series of 1, 2, and the pre-sequel, which, according to my research, the pre-sequel is only about 20 hours, where the others are about 60 hours. That could be wrong. I'm not doing really thorough research. I'm simply looking at one website that claims to know how long things are. Let's see. Deal 6 damage or deal 8 damage.
Well played.
Vaporization commencing.
Here we go. We have a 4 now to do 6 or 8.
Job's done.
End the turn there. We're gonna lose anyways, but whatever. So yeah, the BioShock, the Borderlands, Skyrim, which okay, the deal with Skyrim, how I might be able to weasel out of actually doing that, is that since they're releasing Fallout 4 now, that means there's probably only gonna be 2 or 3 or 4 years before Fallout 5 comes out. And it probably means there's gonna be 2 years before Fallout, Elder Scrolls whatever comes up. Whatever the sequel to Skyrim is. If they call it Skyrim 2, I don't know. They probably won't. They'll probably call it some other area because that's the whole point of the world, is you go to a different world each time. And usually they're drastically improved so that you couldn't really go backwards. My hero power deals 1 extra damage. I don't think that really is that useful. If only I could summon this, then do something like this. Let's just play correctly though. And on top of all of those games, there's still a moderate handful of independent games and a significant amount of Telltale games. And it's not an issue of time slots at this point, it's an issue of having actual time to record. If anything, I'm getting worse at recording games. I'm taking more breaks, slowing down, not being as diligent. And the
I wonder.
the danger here, the danger is the thing that happens to everybody who has a Steam account. The thing that I tried to at least promise myself not to do, and I hope not to really do, is we're going to start having backlogs of games and just have like hundreds of games not covered, and that's not something I want to do. Fortunately, as far as this Christmas series, as far as new games, all that's not really showing itself as being something worth doing. Let's see. Let's go ahead and kill this guy, why not? But next Steam sale, I imagine I will want to get more old games and do it. I kind of have found my line. I think any game that's earlier than a PlayStation 1 game is at that point going to be considered a special consideration if I play it. Because Tomb Raider 1 is a PlayStation 1 game and it looks just barely good enough that I would consider it for a
I'm ready. I'm not ready.
there we go. This will be interesting. I'm hoping he kills at least one of these guys. Now if he does 2 damage to everybody, that sucks. Okay. We'll take
Knowledge
this.
is power, and I know a lot.
We will take this.
I learn. No, smash!
And do that, and that works fine. If you have a minion with spell damage gain +2/+2, well, Master of Ceremonies is gonna work well in this mage deck. I don't think I've played this mage deck since I built it very much. One of the series that I think I've gained an interest in playing is the Kane and Lynch series because there was a DLC in the, let's see.
Knowledge is power, and I know a lot.
So this is spell damage +1. So deal 5 right now. It should, if this goes to 6, that'd be great. If it goes to 7, that's even better.
I learn. I learn.
So spell damage. Spell damage. Gain spell damage +1. I don't think it worked. I don't think it stacked. There we go.
Here's what you'll
This one does 8. We'll see if I use my ability again. If it will go up to 10, that'd be pretty nice. Yeah, so the Kane and Lynch in Tomb Raider is pretty funny because it's, instead of Lara Croft and the Guardian of Light, who is the second player, because you can either play in single player or co-op. Instead of those two characters showing up in the cutscenes, it's now Kane and Lynch, and they're just making the most ridiculous statements and making fun of it. Aw, that sucks. I really wanted to see if the Inspire was gonna work more. Well, we only need to win 2 more mage games. So, forward we go. We may go to 5 games in this recording because we do have a pretty big tall order for this recording session. And I definitely don't have a lot of time to do it.
Watch your back. You asked for it.
There kind of is a problem. And I know almost all the other video game YouTube critics just cover mostly new games. Very rarely do they go back and follow old games. But
Feed the fish, landlubber.
But then they also, of the ones I've watched, have this issue where there is drop-offs in their viewership and there is just downtime in their schedules because there are no games out for them to play. So I'm not sure I'm ever really going to just totally stop doing old games until we've done all the old games. Deal 3 damage and freeze it. And I think I will eventually cover all the old games. Steam sales will get easier and easier is what will happen. I will be shown a list of games for sale and everything on the list will be something I already own.
I serve the Fire Lord.
End the turn there, I guess.
Ready to ride.
Ready for action!
So what's he gonna do? Well, that sucked. How can we get this to work?
Finally, a second chance.
Deal 2 damage. Try this. Perfect. Excellent. We lucked out there. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do in the after Warcraft Guardian of Light. I just have got to figure out what games at what times, whenever. There is kind of a problem where I don't have.
Sometimes I forget things.
Your turn to fall.
I don't have slots. Is one of the issues. Maybe if I put Hearthstone on the back burner, I would have more slots, but it wouldn't save me much time. Really. Perhaps some of the Telltale games will get left on the back burner. Perhaps some of the famous games. Like if I never did Borderlands or BioShock, most people know what those games are. It's not like I would be showing something or
Two heroes enter, one hero leaves.
Where am I?
let's see. Let's kill this one. This one. Turn this one to this one. Do this. And then end the turn. I think that works pretty well.
Best seats ever!
Yeah, and if I didn't do any of Bioshock or Borderlands, you're talking probably 6 months between those two series of footage that then I can free up for other things. I do want to do the whole Tomb Raider things. If I give up the whole Tomb Raider things, that's almost certainly 6 months of stuff then I don't have to deal with.
I am master of magics.
Deal 7 damage.
Ready to run!
There we go. Wasn't able to pull up a victory right there, but I did the right moves, I think.
This is our town, scrub.
Again.
Yep, he's out of choices. I love that they concede. I love that they concede. They're not conceiving anything. But it would be nice if they'd let me win. My own personal code is if they're gonna beat you in one turn, let them beat you in one turn. Then if they choose to stretch it out and don't take that victory that they obviously could take, that's when you concede if you want to save time.
You asked for it.
But you let them take the victory if they want to take the victory. Unfortunately, only me is the person. Only I am the person that's following that code. Perhaps a few others. Well, there's nothing else to do, so 3 to the face, why not? Definitely a waste of the missiles to do it right then. Yeah, honestly, I should have not used the missiles. I should have just ended my turn doing nothing. There's no shame in, if it is the right move, to do nothing. Alright.
I serve the Fire Lord.
I could have done this to this, and then it would have taken this guy to kill this guy, and not done one to my face.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
What would happen, I suppose, is we would, if I had the new AAA games, if I had like Fallout 4, I would be playing Fallout 4 and putting all of the Tomb Raider series on the back burner, possibly eventually just pushing it further and further back until it's irrelevant and not of any real importance to do it. And honestly, it may already be irrelevant and not of any real importance to do Tomb Raider. But I've never played any of those games except for, I think I did play Anniversary on the Wii U. Darn, I was hoping to get one more here, but And if I had kept the other missile, I could have done it and almost certainly would have killed this one.
Tazdingo! Yes!
Let's see. Transform into a 4-2 boar. Deal 5 damage. And then
Vaporization commencing.
we'll just attack that in the face, I suppose.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Warcraft and the Guardian of Light is one of those games that I could see if I record it right and if I'm careful, I could potentially label things a lot better.
Job's done.
Kind of like I did the Plants vs. Zombies thing, and some of those episodes were going right up to the limit of how long you could label a title. But it is apparent to me that when I personally go to YouTube to search for video, I type in a phrase. And
Sometimes I forget
that
things.
phrase is more specific than something like Hearthstone and then the number 405 after it, or whatever episode number this is, which is probably not 405. It's almost that high. And in Hearthstone, we really don't know. I really don't have anything I could label this other than mage battles or me versus the name of the people, which might work. It might give me a few searches, but I don't think very many. Now, if I ever had time, if talking about things that are on the back burner, if the
I will fight with honor.
You asked for it.
dictionary of Hearthstone is something that's definitely on the back burner right now. I would rather cover games than try and get into that project. It probably would get me some views, but I need to now run out of games, which is, I am cursed by being blessed here. In the fact that now that I have games, I need to play the games and don't have the time. This is a gamer's paradise and nightmare, is I have all the games I could play and not enough time. It's like the end of that Twilight Zone episode. So maybe on Borderlands we will just do the main stories or play really well. I mean, I played Borderlands several times through. It wouldn't be that hard for me to.
I don't have enough mana.
I serve the fire.
Figure out a way to just kind of quickly run through all Borderlands 1, which would put me at like halfway to the max level, and then I would go to Borderlands 2, play that all the way through once, and
Reporting for duty.
then I could go to the pre-sequel, and that would be the first time I've ever played it, but I imagine I'd only run through that once also. I can't cast a spell.
Sometimes I forget things.
Flame on!
Should I kill this guy? No.
Job's done.
In that turn. Well, that sucks. Let's see. I guess I have to do this.
And I
Where am
know
I?
not.
BioShock has no reason why you would play it 2 times 2. It's a straight one time, very story-based game. So I'll definitely be playing BioShocks on easy and once through. Borderlands could definitely be played 2 times through, but ideally no. Deal 4 damage.
I'm ready. I'm not ready. Where am I?
Job's done.
All of the Telltale games are one time through, obviously. I kind of have to keep the pressure on Telltale games, though.
Handle it!
Otherwise, I won't get through all those in a year. But then that would be kind of all the Telltale games. I could always go back and buy like the Minecraft story mode game, and that's the latest. When it comes out, that'll be the latest one. Here we go.
Crush! No! Smash! Where am I?
I hope I wasn't able to play that card. That would have sucked.
The gates are open.
Okay. I think I can play these 2 cards. So
2
we'll try
heroes
this.
enter. 1 leaves.
Oh, smash! Where am I?
There we go. Next time we can do this and this. Or we could do this and this.
Reporting for duty.
So I think we'll probably just do this and win. And that's gonna be the end of this recording session too. So no real answers here. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I just know that I've got a lot of recording to do, and less content I realized I needed to do. I had. Hopefully, I always hope that there will be new games that are worth playing. So it's not a situation where I'm gonna say, well, I hope this Christmas there's no good new games, and I hope next Christmas there's no good new games. If that really happened, then the video game industry might potentially collapse. So I don't want that to happen. But maybe it will be a slow year in 2016, and I'll be able to catch up. And maybe the summer sale, when it comes around again, will not procure me as many games as this first time did, and there won't be as much to play. And then I'll have a little bit of space to catch up. I don't know. Anywho, that's gonna be it for this recording. If anybody has any strategies on how to play games short of taking drugs, which I imagined if I took something like Adderall, that would allow me to stay awake for 24 hours straight and play games. But I certainly wouldn't do that. Anywho, as always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out. if you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a blue button that says support this channel. Click it and make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.